Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back to the Faithful Path, where every Saturday I break down the connection between our daily lives and the beautiful religion of Islam, how they both have an impact on each other, and discuss the issues we all have practicing our religion nowadays. So, without further ado, the podcast starts now.
سبيل الدموع سبيل مريح.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. So for today's episode, I want to talk about a topic that is not quite discussed among us. Especially during this month of Ramadan, we need to be aware of this topic. And this topic today is Birr Al-Walidayn, being dutiful to parents. Because we respect friends, we respect Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we respect strangers, but we don't have the same respect towards our parents. We don't know their value in our lives, how much they're important. So today I want to talk about being dutiful to our parents. So for today, I'm going to talk about 3 questions, but these 3 questions are not generally asked. These 3 questions, I thought about them, and I want you guys to reflect on them the way I did. So the first question is, why is it important to respect and love our parents? First of all, I want to start with an ayah in the Quran. In chapter 17, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him." This, of course, we know what that means. That we can't worship any other God than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We can't associate Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with someone else. We can only worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, no one else. Then he says, and do good to parents. So he says, your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him and do good to parents. Decreed means an order. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us that we worship Him alone, but that also we need to be good to our parents. And then he says, if any one of them or both of them reach old age, do not say to them, if, and do not scold them, and address them with respectful words. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded us to being dutiful to our parents. But what does Birr Al-Walidayn mean? What does being dutiful mean? It means to obey them. Everything they command from us, we need to do it. Except if it's something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden. But other than that, every single time our parents tell us to do something, we need to obey them. And nowadays we have this behavior of being so disrespectful to our parents every time they ask something from us. Every time, for example, when your mom comes back with the groceries and she calls you to come help her, but you're too busy studying or playing on your phone, playing video games, doing something. So you say to her, I'll come after mama. Or when she asks you to do something around the house, you say, oh, I'm too tired, sorry mama, next time maybe I'll help you. But how come when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commands us to worship Him alone, to pray 5 times a day, to do all these Islamic actions for Him without questions asked, but when our mom tells us to do something, when she obeys us to do a certain thing for her, we ignore her. We tell her later. This is being disrespectful to your mother, but also to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And being dutiful to your parents is also abstain from what they forbid you to do. It's basically like when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says something is haram, you don't do it. But when your parents says something is not good for you, or it's bad for you, or it's haram, you still do it anyways. This is being disrespectful to your mother or your father. Being dutiful means provide for them. Just because they're our parents doesn't mean they need to buy us food, they need to buy us clothes, they need to pay our bills, our phone bill, our car bill. Just because they're our parents doesn't mean they need to do everything for us. We sometimes need to provide for them, buy them some food. When was the last time we actually took our father or our mother on a date? When was the last time we spent time with them? Watch a movie with them at home, go on a walk with them, taking your mother out to a restaurant. When was the last time we actually spent some time with them? We're too busy with our friends, with work, with school, with gym. But when it comes to our parents, you say, I'm tired, sorry, I want to sleep, I can't, I'm too busy. We need to provide time for our parents the same way we do to our friends, school, work, anything else in your life. Your parents are your number one priority. Being dutiful means to serve your parents. These small acts of kindness, helping out around the house with the chores, with the laundry, helping your mother out with the groceries when she comes back, helping your father out with the garden, removing the snow. These small actions value a lot to our parents and to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because being dutiful means to serve them. Now here's where it gets really important. Being dutiful to our parents means to approach them with gentle humility and mercy, not to raise your voice in front of them, not to fix your glance to them, not to call them by their names, and we need to be patient with them. I'm gonna bring back the ayah from the Quran. Your Lord has decreed that you worship none but Him and do good to parents. If any one of them or both of them reach old age, do not say to them, if, and do not scold them and address them with respectful words. You know, even in this ayah, they say if, a word of expression of anger or contempt. These days now, every time our parents ask something from us or demands a favor, we say, if again, why is it always me? My brother is right there, my sister is right there, why don't you ask her? I'm too busy. We're so used to say to our parents, but with our friends, every time they ask something from us, we go right away, we go help them right away. We do everything for them. We tell them, anything you want, I'm always here, bro. If you need support, I'm always beside you. But when our parents ask us for a little thing, we say, no, mama, later, I'm too busy, I want to sleep, I'm tired, I have to do this, I have to do that. And sometimes we roll our eyes to them, or like, again, why is it always me? Then we look at them, like in the ayah said, like in a sense of anger or contempt. And I know some people that actually call their parents by their names, not mama and baba. And sometimes we're so impatient with them. You know, every time we ask something from them, we become so impatient. We become angry that they're not helping us right away. But this is not being dutiful to your parents. This is being disrespectful to your parents. Being dutiful to your parents is actually respecting them in all sorts of ways. Whether it's alone, whether it's around your friends, around strangers, on the phone, in front of your brothers, in front of your sisters. In any situation, you need to be dutiful to your parents. We need to be dutiful, because even me, before I always used to say, why is it always me? What does she want again? I'm so busy right now. What does she want? Let me give you an example, guys. If someone right now bought you a gift, a stranger, you're just walking on the street and a stranger comes to you, he says, here's a gift for you. What's gonna be your reaction? You're gonna say, oh, thank you very much. You made my day. You're gonna remember him for the following weeks. You're gonna remember this kind act that a stranger bought you a gift. But what about our parents? What about our parents that provided everything for us, that fed us, that clothed us, that bathed us, that gave us a house over our heads, that sometimes give us money when we need it, that pays for our education, our phone bill, our car, that make dua for us? What about these people? These people that since you were a baby, they've been taking care of you. Are you going to disrespect them? Are you going to say, are you going to roll your eyes towards them? No. So start being dutiful to your parents. Start respecting them and love them, just like you do with your friends. Now, the second question is, how can we make our parents proud? I thought about this question because every time I'm with my friends or with my family, we always ask, how can we make our parents proud? We sometimes say that I want to be successful in life, I want to have a lot of money, to give back everything my parents gave me, to take care of my parents. But I don't think that any parent wants any money from their child. I don't think that any parent in the world, either a mother or a father, wants something from their child or are expecting something in the future from them. So how can we make our parents proud? I'm gonna give you guys an answer that my father told me once. So we were once talking about something, I don't remember, and I asked my baba, how can I make you proud? Or how can I make mama proud? Then you guys know what he answered me? He answered me with this: we don't want anything from you and your brothers. The only way you can make us proud is with your kids. Raising well your kids. Educate them. Provide for them. Teach them everything that we taught you. This is how you make us proud. This is how we're gonna be happy with you and your brothers. It's with your kids, not by giving us the money we provided you, not by buying us anything, gifts, flowers, jewelry. We don't want anything. The only thing we want in the future is seeing our grandkids and being proud of you that you raised them well. This is the answer he gave me. This is how we make our parents proud. not by being successful in life, having a lot of money just to take care of them. We need to be successful with our kids so they can see the result that they made. Because, guys, the only people, other than God, the only people that will love you more than anything, that will support you more than anything, are your parents. These are the people who value you a lot, more than anyone in the world, more than your wife, your husband, your kids, your grandparents, your friends, your coworkers, your sisters, your brothers, more than anyone. Parents are the only one that will love you more than anything in the world. Parents are the only one that want to see you happy in life. Another thing my father told me is that my only happiness is in life is you guys. My only happiness is my kids and my wife. If these people are happy, I'm happy. And every time he tells us that, by the way, he always tells us that the only happiness I'm ever going to get in life is my family being happy. And the second best way to make your parents proud is to be good to them. There's a hadith narrated by Ibn Mas'ud. A man asked the Prophet ﷺ, what deeds are the best? The Prophet ﷺ said, 1, of course, to perform the daily compulsory prayers at their stated fixed times. 2 is to be good and dutiful to one's parents. This is the second best deed for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is for us to be good to our parents. But I still don't know how people are not realizing that. I still don't know how people are still disrespecting their parents, raising their voice on them, making other things a higher priority over them. You know, before I used to be the person that, and it happened like two years ago, I think. My father asked me to help him around the garden. So I said to him, Dad, I can't. Like, I'm going to breakfast with my friends. And I said to him, okay, Baba, I swear, like, when I come back, I'll help you. He said, okay, fine, okay, go. So I went out, ate breakfast with my friends, chilled a little bit. When I came back home, the garden was finished. My dad did it all alone. Then when I saw that, I thought to myself, like, what the heck did I think before going out? How come I just didn't help my father, then told my friends, sorry, I can't come, or I'm gonna be late? How come I prioritized something above my parents, above my father? He needed help. But I told him, oh, sorry, Baba, I have to go out with my friends, I have to chill. It's important. I was disrespecting him a lot. So being dutiful to your parents is respecting them, love them, support them, serve them, provide for them. Anything they ask from you, you need to obey. You need to respect. You can't say if or roll your eyes towards them. This is how you respect your parents, you love your parents, and also how you make them proud. Last question is, what are the differences between a mother and a father? This question, I thought to myself, was important because sometimes we say that a mother is more valuable or more important than a father. And it's true. I'll tell you guys why. There's a hadith narrated by Abu Huraira. He asked Allah's, Allah's messenger, who amongst the people is most deserving of my good treatment? He said, your mother, and again your mother, again your mother, then your father, then your nearest relatives according to the order of nearness. So this hadith, in Arabic, it's ummak, summa ummak, summa ummak, and then the rest. He says it 3 times. Your mother, your mother, your mother, then your father and your relatives. Why? Because mothers are like diamonds. They're precious and they're unique. No one, and I mean no one, is more valuable than your mother. Because your mother took care of you. Your mother held you 9 months in her stomach. Your mother fed you. Your mother provided everything for you. Your mother bathed you. Your mother supported you in everything you did. Your mother loved you, and she still loves you. Your mother wants to see you happy. So your mother is basically a shelter for your whole life. I didn't realize that until I went to a funeral a couple of weeks ago. I went to a janaza I prayed, and then after the prayer, I went to the cemetery where they buried the body. And I thought to myself, by the way, Allah yarhamha, may Allah give her the highest degree of Jannah, Firdaus al-Jannah. May Allah have mercy on her and her family. May Allah provide her family with strength and patience. So when I went to the cemetery and when I saw the mother being buried in, being, digged in, and being thrown with dirt, I thought to myself, imagine if I were in their place. Imagine if my mother was the one being buried right now. How would that make me feel? How would that make me feel and my brothers and my father? A mother is a shelter for you. She's literally everything in your life. She's the most important person in your life. And that's the difference between a mother and a father. We're always going to be a mama's child. I don't care what anyone says. Whether you're 20, 30, 40, married, single, living alone, living far away, living in another country, we're always gonna be a mama's child to our eyes. And I'm proud to say that I'm a mama's child. Because sometimes, women are gonna say, oh, I don't want a man who's a mama's baby, who's a mama's child. No, look, the difference between a mama's baby and a mama's child, a mama's baby is someone who needs to be taken care of. So you're gonna need to provide for him, to do his laundry, to feed him, do everything for him. He's so dependent. He can't take care of himself. He can't take care of his things, of his work. That's a mama's baby. Every time he's gonna come crawl back, ask for things. But a mama's child, he's independent. A mama's child is someone who learned the lessons that his mother taught him. A mama's child is someone who's responsible, who's old enough to make his own decisions, and it's someone that doesn't need to rely on somebody, that doesn't always ask for things when he needs it. He can think with his own mind. This is the difference between a mama's child and a mama's baby. It's independent versus dependent. And since we're in Ramadan, I want to talk a little bit about mothers, why they're so precious and so valuable. During Ramadan, what do our mothers do? They stand all day cooking for us, on their feet, in front of the food, working hard all day just so they can feed the family. And mothers during Ramadan are the last one to sit down and the first one to get up. Let me explain to you guys. They're the last one to sit down because they want to make sure that everything is okay on the table, that everyone is on the table. And it always, always, always happens during Ramadan. You're always gonna see the mother running around the kitchen even when it's time for Maghrib. You're always gonna see the mother running around the kitchen, making sure everything's okay, the food is good, the table is good, there's nothing missing on the table. You're always gonna see the mother do that. And they're the first one to get up. Why? Because they get up to clean the table when we finish eating. They get up and clean everything. And what do we do throughout the day? What do we do when our mother is working hard in the kitchen? We just sit around, watch Netflix, play some video games, watch YouTube, some videos, sleep, playing on our phone. When it's time for the adhan, when it's time for Maghrib, we come on the table and we wait for food. Unfortunately, we all do that. But we have to change that. And we must change that. We need to help our mother during Ramadan. Please help out your mother, guys, during Ramadan. Help out with the kitchen, help out with anything, with the dates, with the water, preparing the table, anything. Our mothers are not chefs. Our mothers are not people who just make food for us so we can eat it and get up. Please help out with your mother during Ramadan. During these last days, try to help out as much as you can, because this is being dutiful to your parents also. This is serving them, providing for them, helping them around the house. This is why mothers are really, really precious. And my dad always says this saying around the house every single time. He says that the mother is the queen of the house and we're just worth nothing. And I always think about this saying and I think to myself, he's right. Think about it, because in the house, yes, the father buys everything. He pays for the house, the bills, the electricity. He buys the food. Actually, no, the mom buys the food, but with the money of the father. But anyways, you guys understand. Like the dad provides everything. But why does he say that mama's the queen of the house? Because she takes care of everything. She's the owner of the house. She has the control, like, on the decisions. She cleans the house. She feeds all the people in the house. She takes care of her, like, of the house, like it's her, I don't know, like it's her jewelry or like collection of shoes for certain people. This is why our mothers are the queen of the house. And that's why my father always says, like, she's the queen and we're worth nothing because we don't do anything in the house. Some people don't help their parents in the house. So I'm gonna come back to the difference between a father and a mother. Now, the father, to our father's eyes, we're not a child, we're not a baby. To our father's eyes, he wants to see us responsible and mature. He has hope that we're gonna turn out good people in the future, that we're gonna be able to make our own decisions, that we're gonna be responsible with our work, with our life, with school, with our surroundings. We are our father's hope. And that's the difference between a mother and a father. To our mother, we're always, like I said, we're always going to be a mama's child to our mother. But to our father, he sees us as people with potential. He has hope that we're going to be someone who's good. That's why he put in so much effort to raise us well. So in the future, we can make the same good decisions that he made. And to conclude, I want to leave you guys with a dua to say for your parents. رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. And we hear that a lot during, maybe Taraweeh, before the Eid prayer, in the I don't know what's it called, I forgot, sorry. But yeah, we hear that a lot. It translates to, my Lord, be merciful to them as they have brought me up in my childhood. It's a dua we say to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be merciful to our parents because they're the ones who took care of us since we were young. They raised us. They brought us up in our childhood. And that's an important dua to make for your parents. On that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode and I hope we all start to be dutiful to our parents. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of our fathers, all of our mothers. May He have mercy on them. And Allah yarham all the fathers, all the mothers that died in the past couple of years. May He protect all of our current fathers and mothers from the evil, and may He allows us to be dutiful to them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you like this episode, don't forget to like, follow, and share with all your friends. Don't forget to tag me. And next week is going to be the third interview of the Faithful Path. So I'll see you next Saturday at 6 p.m. Have a good weekend. And assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
وانتشت روحي وصار الدمع يجري